Alright, here we go. This is a 1v1 custom match on Simple between the red player on the left side, Zirnitra in the beta bomber, and his opponent, the blue player on the right side, mrnoone1 in the green sea bomber. My personal favorite bomber, honestly. You drop eggs instead of bombs. Pretty darn cool. But yeah, I actually did screen this match a little, guys. This is a little bit different than my typical casts. But I did want to cast this one specifically because it does illustrate something that I will do my best to point out later in the match. But we do have pretty typical openings here, pretty typical loadouts, pre-bit money makers and all that stuff. Our Dillos for mrnoone1 going for his forward. And I would assume, yes, 4 soldiers in queue for Zirnitra, and that moneymaker going down already. So, I mean, the creeps are already coming out, so I'm not really sure why those soldiers were necessary. Oh, he is going for the close. So he will drop these for distracting purposes. However, that Jackal is there to take care of it a little bit. And mrnoone1 as a bomber. This is bomber versus bomber. So really doesn't have to worry too much about that. However, Zirnitra was able to get one moneymaker killed. A seeker going down for mrnoone1. So it will be a little bit more difficult for Zirnitra to survive a little bit longer than he needs to. Let's see if that level up comes at a more opportune time than, then oh god, that seeker almost has finished him off. But more repositioning by mrnoone1 really needs to just drop the seeker pretty much right next to him, so he doesn't really have a specific direction that's easier to go. But now Zirnitra has leveled up to level 2, and second seeker going down from mrnoone1, so Zirnitra doesn't really have much more time here in the area to do his harassment. Only one moneymaker killed, not too much more trouble done by Zirnitra here. And a third moneymaker coming out, and Zirnitra will definitely be finished off here by these Seekers on the corners. He does neutralize this outpost, but it's not really that big of a deal. Creeps will walk in. It is the close, even on Simple, so a tiny map. And mrnoone1 will use this time to do a little bit of harass himself, but he does it he starts it a little bit late. Doesn't do it immediately after his opponent gets killed, so the harassment will be very minimal and almost killed here. He will go down. Oh, Zirnitra able to finish him off there in that transform. I think the bombs actually killed him on the way up, and now Zirnitra will have a little bit early advantage here at the mid fight. A couple of Dillos getting put down here, and more going down as well. mrnoone1 coming back with some more units, but now Zirnitra definitely a little bit ahead of the mid-fight. Yeah, can afford to harass right now. Will not get that moneymaker. Very close there. But mrnoone1 still has one seeker sitting here, so and has not responded. Okay, does bring that second seeker back from his forward, so Zirnitra will not be able to really do much here and will be finished off here by mrnoone1. I doubt that Zirnitra will be able to survive this. Getting bombed down here, doing some bombing passes to, oh well, he is surviving fairly well on the ground here, not really getting too much of his life taken away. He's still kind of low though, and I doubt he's really close to level 3 or anything like that, and does try to transform out of the way there, but the longer you stay on the ground, the more health you regen, so staying in the air just is kind of, oh, does get that level up, so he was just waiting for that, is able to get back to that mid before he gets killed, and mrnoone1 not able to finish him off. But with some arties now, we'll be able to put a little bit of pressure on this mid. Zirnitra only one bulb up, so mrnoone1 might more defensive infantry going down by Zirnitra, and mrnoone1 almost finished off here. A long way to go, does get killed by Zirnitra again on the ground before he can get back that long way around to his forward outpost. And now Zirnitra with some bombing and does have bombs in his queue. So this is the bomber style right now. This is the bomber meta style right now. You just need to bomb and continue with your unit bombs, and then continue with your ability bombs, and you will kill quite a lot. As you can see, Zirnitra has finished off a lot of mrnoone1's units. They were mostly Dillos. I think one Seeker might have been finished off there. mrnoone1 saving 1 or 2 units, but Zirnitra definitely out ahead here. Has a lot of Dillos coming out and a lot of money in his bank. However, mrnoone1 has a lot of money as well. He's not really. Oh, and Zirnitra gets killed there by following Seeker missiles. And now mrnoone1 is also free to do bombing of his own. However, Zirnitra doesn't really have too much clumped over here. Does decide to go for those Seekers. Really dangerous here. Barely gets away before he gets finished off. And Zirnitra now does save that one Seeker. One does go down. So for the price of 2 bombs, I'm not really sure if that was exactly worth the. I mean, credit-wise it was, but in terms of time, he could have probably focused on a lot more. But a lot of Seekers out here on the field for Mr. No1. So, I mean, against Bomber and Zirnitra pushing out a little early here. I don't know about this. Mr. No1 can pretty much just bomb, and that is what he's doing. He's queuing up nothing but bombs and just firing out there. So, Zirnitra will... a lot of his Dillos, that bomb was not really a good hit, but now Mr. No1 will be able to concentrate there at his forward, or at his fort, with all the Dillos that finally kind of all clump up right here at the attack. And Zirnitra is now going to be able to bomb out this forward, but so many Seeker missiles. He's not really able to do it. You know, AA against Bomber pretty much shuts it down really quickly. Mr. No1 not finishing off the rest of those Dillos. Oh, no, just Seeker sitting over there. I would hope to see some Ratchets going down for some salvage, but at this point, Mr. No1 really needs to concentrate on evening up the fight here. Zirnitra still has control of mid, although there, one last Dillo does get finished off, so Zirnitra going to try to bomb down what he can here. Not able to finish off that Seeker, so that bomb does go to waste. A couple more Dillos going down, but Mr. No1, look at how much money he has in his bank, 30,000 credits, and it's just being spent on Jackals right now. Probably a good decision, so he can neutralize that mid, because Zirnitra, if he loses control of that mid, and he is splitting his attention, dropping Jackals at the forward as well. So now Zirnitra will have to decide to continue the mid fight against Mr. No1 or get those Jackals, and those Jackals, that one Jackal is going to be finished off by that Dillo, so Zirnitra, good job, deciding when to leave the fight there. So Mr. No1 not really able to kill too much here at the mid, while Zirnitra was distracted over there at his forward. But a lot of Jackals coming out by Mr. No1 here. Let's see if Zirnitra can actually respond to this. I don't know if he'll actually be able to stop this middle outpost from getting neutralized. No way. There are way too many Jackals surrounding. He has been able to kind of distract some with those Seekers, but one bulb up left. Mr. No1 just needs to land and slash if he wants to neutralize this outpost. Not even necessary though. Those Jackals have been able to finish off that mid. And not too many units left here for Zirnitra. Let's see Mr. No1. Okay, yeah, Mr. No1 with quite a lot still in his bank. Just queuing up Dillos now and finishes up Zirnitra there in that exchange. So now he will be able to fortify this mid after those creeps walk in. And now we'll pretty much be able to grab control of this mid and pretty much turtle it up. That's kind of, I hate to say it, but that's pretty much AirMech Meta 101. Grab that mid, make sure you never lose it, and then start to poke and probe, push out bomb, especially because you are a bomber. You can kill quite a lot of the enemy units at the contested forward outpost with just that double bombing style. And we'd have more Seekers coming in from Mr. No1, pretty much preventing Zirnitra from doing the bombing that he would like to do. Zirnitra finishing off those Dillos getting sent up top by Mr. No1, so kind of wasted there. Nothing really else was sent here. There's nothing defending this close over here for Zirnitra, but Mr. No1 just, making a huge clump of units here. A Ratchet down here on the field. I would expect him to move the majority of his units to the other side of that mid. And probably spam more AA just so Zirnitra won't be able to bomb so much. And once a critical mass of Seekers is met, down on the field, it's pretty much nowhere that Zirnitra can go. He could pretty much at that point he would only be able to poke and prod at the other outposts, not really do much mid fight. Just because of the majority of bomber mid fight would be that double bombing, multi-bombing style. And Zirnitra also spamming AA does sense the exact same thing that Mr. No1 senses. Obviously, bombing bomber. I'm repeating the exact same thing over and over again, but that's pretty much what happens. You have a double bomber, a bomber versus bomber game on simple, and this is what you get. Mr. No1 sending some Jackals out on capture command, and they will go for this outpost, not for the other one at the top. I don't know if he wanted them to go to the top or not, but if he did, he probably should have sent those Jackals on attack instead of capture. And Mr. No1 barely getting back to that outpost before getting finished off by those following Seeker missiles. Zirnitra the exact same case. Mr. No1 trying to finish him off in the air, but not going to actually be able to finish him off. And now it's fortifying that forward with some bunker creeps. But now Zirnitra, let's see what he can do. Okay, oh yes, does get that last hit on that Longhorn to get that level up to level 7. Now can start making goalies. However, definitely does not have enough credits in his bank to actually throw out the goalies. And actually does not get that moneymaker. Mr. No1 able to save it in time. Now Zirnitra far away from leveling up this time. Not going to be able to survive this. Mr. No1 just going to be able to finish him off with those eggs on the those egg bombs. And now he's spending a lot of time bunkering these creeps. I mean, it's not 100% necessary. Yes, it's kind of beneficial. Does need to rebuild that moneymaker at that forward, but I mean, Zirnitra was respawning. Could have queued up some bombs. Could have done more bombing. Could have killed a little bit more units at his forward. Those creeps were definitely not. I don't think they were a good, a good use of his time. Now we'll finally get that experience on that last hit on that Longhorn. But now look at his build queue. 4 Liberty bombs in his build queue. Zirnitra queuing up goalies, but I mean these bombs that is built in his build queue are really going to do a lot of damage. Zirnitra just manta striking in, and mrnoone1 thinking that might have been a unit there, but does respond to Zirnitra and chase him away. Oh, and now going with the Dillo at that close. Zirnitra does see it on his mini-map. Oh, no, he is going at the front door, so he is going to try to get this moneymaker finished off. Does get it for the price of that Dillo. Not necessarily an even credits trade-off, but if Zirnitra doesn't rebuild quickly, it will definitely be worth it in terms of the cost that he spent that Dillo. I mean, he could have pretty much done the same thing with Jackal, but now doing his bombing, Zirnitra just trying to front door as much as he possibly can, because we are in the halftime deal stage where the credit boosts do come in, and Zirnitra again gonna get bombed down here by mrnoone1. Just wait a sec, there you go. He does get killed by the Seeker, getting a little too close, and now mrnoone1 will definitely be able to bomb more down. No, what is he doing? What is he waiting for? Is he typing? No, he just really needed to just bomb spam. And now Zirnitra with 5 goalies in queue, 15 seconds away from having a full queue of goalies come out. That is really scary if you're mrnoone1. And I don't know if mrnoone1 really has noticed that there are not really many units out on the field for Zirnitra. He does finally see a goalie out on the field. Zirnitra doesn't have enough. Oh, he definitely does have enough, power and credits to queue up more goalies, and he does just that. So he is going to start massing up goalies so he can push that mid, and it's just mostly Seekers here for mrnoone1. There's like 3 Dillos in front, a couple of Ratchets in support, but these goalies can even pretty much right now overwhelm the amount of units that mrnoone1 has here at the mid. However, the defender's advantage, as you will see, will come into play. And mrnoone1 now able to drop a lot of creeps here, and Zirnitra already pushing out, so this is a little bit bad for mrnoone1. He is just moneymaker harassing right now. Really needs to start queuing up bombs or more defensive units here for this goalie push, and now mrnoone1 does see it coming. He is queuing up more Dillos for defense, but now goalies are coming out. He's just bombing right now with his bomber, and now more Dillos coming out. This is not what he needs. He does cancel him out for more bombs to bomb out with, and Zirnitra does get finished off by those Seekers, and now mrnoone1 will just continually bomb, and this is just what's completely broken about bombs. You can just pretty much choose where you want to apply damage, and that is exactly what mrnoone1 is doing. He sees more goalies up here, he sees more goalies down there, able to drop bombs, able to allocate his DPS toward where those goalies are sitting, not getting finished off here before he gets to that outpost, so does drop some creeps here, but will be able to continue bombing, and now Zirnitra has pretty much lost all the credits he has invested into those goalies, because those goalies have been able to be finished off by mrnoone1 and his bombs, re-microing this goalie to be able to finish off the other red one. And now it's just Dillos and a Seeker here for Zirnitra. Dillos get finished off, and now mrnoone1 bombing down some infantry. But yeah, mrnoone1 has easily been able to hold here and definitely spend less credits than those 5, 6, or 7, I'm not sure how many, but a lot of goalies that Zirnitra had coming out to that mid. Bomb spam OP, and not like the cool way, like where you call like your favorite player OP. But bomb spam actually OP. Something will be done about that, if not already, depending on the time of this video posting. But I guarantee you guys, that will be fixed sometime soon, if not already. And just more Seekers coming out for mrnoone1, just pretty much executing the exact same game plan, although definitely much further ahead now than Zirnitra could actually even pretty much already push out right now. Does have goalies, does have some Dillos, and Zirnitra pretty much has nothing left. He's very short on credits, now queuing up moneymakers, because I guess mrnoone1 was able to kill off 2 there, a 3rd one over there, so Zirnitra rebuilding exactly the same amount of moneymakers that he needs to. And mrnoone1 could even do some Jackal harass here at this forward or at this close, just because there's pretty much nothing to defend here for Zirnitra. And now does drop some creeps, not enough to take the outpost, but Zirnitra definitely has to respond to these before they actually neutralize it. And in the meantime, mrnoone1 able to bomb down some one of those Dillos. So now queuing up more Dillos is probably going to push out sometime soon, because he is definitely way ahead, massive advantage in the upkeep right now, 102 to 30, so he has more than a 3-to-1 upkeep advantage. in terms of units on the field, and more units are coming out. Now a goalie coming out for Zirnitra. I don't know if one goalie will really be able to do it. It will be a good thing to, you know, head up a defense, be the kind of front unit there, but in terms of coverage, it's definitely probably going to be better if he had more Dillos kind of covering more locations. And now Mr. Noone pushing the top, definitely sending that on attack command. Actually, I'm not going to say definitely, might send a couple on capture, and actually he has a couple of these tanks, a couple of these Dillos are going for the bottom. He might have actually sent every single one on capture, and now just queuing up more Dillos definitely has the credit advantage here, definitely has the income advantage here. And now Mr. Noone is going to be able to pretty much take over all these outposts that he's attacking. Zirnitra trying to bomb down when he can. This forward power station has been neutralized, and Zirnitra is definitely behind here. He's gonna be losing both these outposts. He definitely has a huge unit disadvantage here. And although he is using that OP double bomb strategy, right now he's just too far behind for it to actually make a significant difference. However, he will be able to clean up the rest of the units here at his close factory. Although Mr. Noone has been able to completely take and secure this enemy forward power station, and now Zirnitra are going to try to do whatever bombing he can, but in terms of what he's going to be able to get back, it's not going to even out the score at all. It's 99-16 right now, and Zirnitra is just way far behind. Mr. Noone can pretty much push out whatever he wants. There are no actual combat units out on the field for Zirnitra, and Mr. Noone just playing it super safe right now, just going for the next outpost instead of going for the kill. He has way more units than Zirnitra, as you can see at all these units here at the mid, and all these units here at this forward. But still not going out for the killing blow. I guess he is a little bit worried that Zirnitra might have some hidden units for defense in his build queue, but okay, now finally starting to go out with these Dillos on attack. Definitely Zirnitra's not going to have enough credits here to really defend this properly. He's not been able to see these units coming out yet. These drop Dillos will keep him back at his 4 right now, while these preceding Dillos are going to come here to the front door, and this is going to be GG here. I don't think Zirnitra's going to be able to defend against this. Well, I mean, against the using his bomber melee and you know, whatever bombs he decides to throw out, will be able to shut this down. So that was a little early, guys. My bad. But I mean, it's just a matter of time right now. Look at all these units over here. Mr. Noone definitely can just start moving out. But is instead once again playing it safe, a little bit afraid of what Zirnitra might have in his build queue, I guess, but just continually dropping here and just killing moneymakers, just again going for the economic advantage. Not really good. Really needs to just, I mean, he can get the killing blow. He obviously can with the unit advantage he has right now. But he's just going for the super safe economic advantage here, and you know, that is definitely in the meta. You want to win, play it safe, and Mr. Noone's going to be able to get this win on Zirnitra eventually. And now finally pushing out with his goalies, so this might be the actual killing blow. Zirnitra doesn't have too much left in his build queue, or in his bank, to be able to make a defense of units at his front door. Whether or not Mr. Noone set these on capture or attack, I'm not really sure. I really hope he set them on attack. But Zirnitra will be able to, I mean, he is pumping out another goalie, pumping out a couple more money makers, but there is too many units coming out here for, it's mostly Seekers to prevent that bombing from actually happening. And look at that, so many Seeker missiles following, and now Mr. Noone will be able to drop, he actually dropped Jackals up here to keep that outpost neutral. It wasn't 100% necessary, but I guess he once again playing it safe. But look at this huge clump of Seekers, mostly Seekers, and 3 goalies coming for this front door. Zirnitra does call out Mr. Noone OP, and he will eventually be able to get this kill. Shifting his Seekers to the back, shifting his goalies to the front, has that forward under his control, has more bombs coming out to finish off those goalies at the front door. Zirnitra getting finished off in the air once again, and it's just now a matter of a couple seconds now that Mr. Noone will be able to get that finish. But one thing I did want to point out, guys, was that one instance when Zirnitra had his forward and had a lot of goalies and pushed with a huge, insane amount of goalies to Mr. Noone's front door. Mr. Noone finally getting this win. Zirnitra going down in defeat. But yes, I did want to point out when Zirnitra was here and he pushed out with like 6 or 7 goalies out here, that should have been enough. I really wish that you know, that was enough. However, with Mr. Noone's bombing and all the you know, the bomber ability bombs, the repositioning, the defender's advantage, and his unit bombs, he was able to finish off all those goalies against a mostly Seeker turtled you know, mid on simple. Which I personally really believe should not have happened. But what's done is done. mrnoone1 does get this custom 1v1 win over Zirnitra on Simple. Make sure to send in your replays to ruy0x@gmail.com or RUI on Steam. Check out my video description. You've heard it a million times. I'm going to try to close it out with a little bit different, something a little bit different this time. Send me replays, 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 spectate awesome replays, then send them to me. Spectate replays, play good games, send them to me. Make sure to set up the replays with a FedComps batch file and use AMAna, Knomo's AMAna to sort through replays. This is RUI and that is game. See you next time.